Communicate, appreciate, let's recreate and fabricate. Let's speculate. On Z8, let's speculate. On Z8, on Z8, on Z8.
G'day everybody, how you going today? It is so good to see you. I do hope that you are super well. Well, we've got some exciting rumours appearing on Nikon Rumours. Thank you to Nikon Rumours. And that is the Z8 might be on its way. It might be imminent. I said in my most recent video that 2022 has been the year of APS-C for Nikon. So really, logic suggests that next year, 2023, will be the year of full frame. And further to that, I think it's when we're going to see some more XPEED 7 cameras, of which of course the Z8 would be both an XPEED 7 and a full frame camera. I think that's safe to assume. Great, so that's where we're up to. Now to me, the only other most likely camera that's possible to come is the Z6 III. But to be honest, we've heard more noise about the Z8, way more noise about the Z8 than we have about the Z6 III. Let's talk through the rumours, and perhaps the most exciting one to me is Nikon Rumours are stating that the Z8 will have the same sensor as the Z9. Now, that's pretty awesome. It's also a bit of an interesting thing because if you look closely at the spec of the Z9, even so it delivers 45.7 megapixels, the sensor is actually something like 51 or 52 megapixels. What is Nikon doing with those extra pixels? Maybe Nikon isn't using all of the sensor, as a friend of mine suggested just this week. Maybe that's part of how they have the fastest sensor readout on the market. There's almost 7 megapixels doing other things. Now, maybe they are things to do with speed, maybe they're to do with AF, maybe they're to do with metering. We just don't know. 7 million pixels up to something else. What can we extrapolate from that very interesting rumor, which is it's going to have the same sensor as the Z9, but it doesn't say we're going to have the same MP as the Z9. Okay, so we've got anything up to 52.37 megapixels to play with. Maybe it'll be a 48 megapixel sensor. Maybe it'll be a 50 megapixel sensor. Just don't know. We just don't know. But the super interesting thing about this sensor size is whether we're 45 or 50, we know this sensor is great for photography. Like anyone who says that 45 to 50 megapixel is not enough for most people, well, I think they maybe love to crop a lot. And also it's a great sensor size for 8K video. Fantastic. We're shooting in it now. We get no crop. If we look at the new Sony A7R5, sure, it's 61 megapixels, but it has to crop its 8K. And also, it's not a stacked sensor, which segues me to the fact that, if the rumor is correct, it's stacked, its BSI could be more megapixels because they're there. It'll shoot 8K and it'll shoot it at full frame. This is a very exciting and compelling camera. I mean, honestly, it's starting to sound like it could be, just from the sensor alone, pretty similar to a Z9. Understanding the sensor that a camera has really is the window to its soul / specifications. So if this is true and correct, the Z8 is a super exciting camera. Now, another statement made here is that it's Z6 or Z7 in size. So we're talking about the idea that we're going to have a Z9 in this smaller form factor. So obviously, by way of that, it doesn't have the vertical grip, it doesn't have the battery, and it doesn't have the heat dissipation prowess. Now, there are other ways to get rid of heat, I suppose, and we've seen this in cameras like the R5C, where they put a massive exhaust fan on the side of the camera, punching it out like a centimetre or an inch. Not so good for weather sealing and just makes the camera quite bulky. I don't see Nikon going in that direction. So one area that it might not be the same as the Z9 is 8K. It might not record 8K for over 2 hours like the Z9 does. And that's okay. I think there's a few things that we don't need. As long as it's got 8K, if an A7R5 has 8K, then I think a Z8 will have 8K. It just might not go as long. So no vertical grip, smaller battery, I think all of these things are to be expected. And of course, a lot of people simply want a smaller Z9. Well, it's sounding like it's heading in that direction. Same size as the Z6 and Z7, but with the Z9 sensor. In a way, this is kind of all we need to know because we can extrapolate so much from this information. Let's summarize. It's going to be Z6, Z7 sized, roughly. Now, if the leaked picture is accurate, we can see it's not the same design as the Z6 and the Z7. It's much more in keeping with the Z9, the top half of it that we can see. So that's pretty cool. So it's not going to be exactly the same. It's not going to be like the Z5, the Z6, the Z7, the Z6 II, and the Z7 II, where they're literally all pretty much in the same body with some very minor differences. Okay, so it's going to be a smaller sized camera, smaller sized battery, no vertical grip, and it's going to have a Z9 sensor, which gives us so much of the Z9 features. Plus, on top of that, improved AF and improved EVF. Let's start with the improved AF. Well, right now, I think Nikon's got this strategy to just continue to add firmware updates to the Z9. So right now, if you made the statement, the Z9 AF is what it is today, and anything that goes beyond today will be an improvement. That's a true and accurate statement as of today. So if the Z8 has the same X-Speed processor in it and it has the same sensor, there is no reason why both the Z8 and the Z9 can have improved AF in 2023 and beyond. So I think that's highly likely, and I think both of them can probably move forward together, which I think is a better strategy than we're seeing with some of the competitors where lower end cameras are becoming better than flagship cameras. EVF. Well, we know the EVF in the Z9 is a 3.69 million dot EVF. And Nikon's competitors have 6 million and even 9 million dots. Now, I certainly think this is an area where Nikon could make a choice to come in line with its competitors. I personally haven't had any problems around resolution with the Z9, thinking it's lacking, but obviously technology just keeps getting cheaper and trickling down, so I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be upgrading this, as this is market standard. So there we have it. Improved AF, new EVF, Z9 sensor. That rumour is potentially giving us some insights in what we can expect the Z8 to be. And then finally, when can we expect it? Well, this rumour states that there's a chance at the Japan CP Plus show in February we might get some sort of development announcement. Well, that makes sense to me. That's how far off? That's like 2.5 months away. We are well into 2023 at that point, and then Nikon could ship within 1 or 2 months, whatever they decide to do. So potentially we could get some sort of official announcement in February of this year, and hopefully we get actual cameras not too long after that, if any of this is real. And fingers crossed that it is. It certainly sounds like the Z8 is the next place that Nikon's going to land. And from my perspective, the Z6 III, to me, is probably the most crucial camera to come next after that. Now, I still hear people talking about a cropped sensor, Nikon Z camera. Who knows? To me, I just don't think the market for that camera is as big as some of all of the other markets. It's as simple as that. I think if I was in Nikon's shoes, I'd be rolling out cameras relative to where they think the need is most. I'm pumped. I still think next year is going to be an epic year for full frame Nikons, and if the Z8 is the way we're going to kick things off in 2023, I couldn't be more excited. Anyway, there is my speculation on what this rumor is all about. Let's hope any or some of it comes true. I hope we get some more, because just in my last video, I was hoping for more information in this space, mostly just to let us know that this stuff is coming. All right, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Please do let me know what you think about that speculation. Does any of it ring true? Fingers crossed. From my perspective, that camera that I described obviously goes through my prism. That would be my absolutely perfect camera to be alongside the Z9. I'd be in heaven at that point. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's been so good to see you. If this is your first time here, I'd love to see you again. So please do subscribe, please share, and please like. Take care. Bye for now.